Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove. Actually, I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
And this week we have lots to talk about. And later we are going to be joined by our new bestie, Rylen Wiggins, former collegiate softball player for Texas A&M University, who has also made her way in the world as a fitness and lifestyle influencer. But as always, if there's anything you want us to talk about here on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments and be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, ladies, we are going to kick things off as always with our Pookies of the week. Melissa, who's your Pookie of the week?
This week, yes, it's an Oriole. I had to be an Oriole this week. And it is Gunnar Henderson, our shortstop. If you listen to the podcast, you know I've waxed poetic about Gunnar before. He is a favorite in my family. This is the first time he's been my Pookie, though. So I am shouting him out because he had an amazing performance in the USA versus Great Britain game. The bases were loaded. Gunnar came up to bat. I was sweating because, it was a full count, and same situation last year. Unhealthy Gunnar would not have done that well, and he did. He got a hit. He got a single, and it actually ended up turning into a double because there was an error in the field. So I was super excited for him. Yeah. So I am really glad that Gunnar is starting to turn around a little bit this season. So Gunnar, keep it up. Have a great season. I can't wait to see all the good things that are going to happen for you this year.
Lovely. I saw him during spring training, and he definitely looked like he was back to better form. So
he looks like he's been in the gym.
Period. A lot of those Orioles have. So thank you to the Rubensteins for that new Sarasota spring training complex. Yeah. Hallie, who's your Pookie this week?
Well, it has been brought to my attention that my Pookie has never been a professional baseball player. So to remedy that, my Pookie this week is Derek Klena of the Savannah Bananas. I know him from Broadway, and now all these other people get to know him from sports.
It's true. I saw him on Broadway in Moulin Rouge as Christian. For sure. Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Derek Klena, come on the pod. We love you. My Pookie this week, I am actually not going to choose a baseball player. Well, I'm going to choose a former baseball player. My Pookie this week is going to be Rylen Wiggins. Obviously a big name in the Baltimore sports scene. He is the son of the legendary Cal Ripken Jr. But make no mistake, Rylen Wiggins has made his mark on the world of baseball as well. He used to play in the minor league system, but he also this season has been asked to join the Masson crew as a color commentator. And we got a little taste of that during spring training. And I'm sure he's going to continue to do really great things. He's had a podcast and he's had his own kind of presence within the Baltimore community for quite some time. And I'm just really proud of him. And I'm excited to see how that evolves this year.
I can't wait to hear him with Ben McDonald. That's going to be just so hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Him and Kevin, like together, that was like my dreams came true. Like first game of spring training. That was like dreams. I loved it. Congrats, Ryan.
Masson perfection.
Masson perfection. All right, Lovelies, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week this week? Be sure to let us know in the comments and tag your Pookie if you can. All right, Lovelies, this week we are thrilled to introduce you to our new bestie, former collegiate softball player and fitness and lifestyle guru, Rylen Wiggins. Welcome to the podcast, Rylen.
Thanks, guys. Really happy to be here.
Of course. So, Rylen, I would love to talk to you a little bit about your journey as an athlete. And then I would also love to give you a rapid fire quiz and get your hot takes on our top 5. Does that sound good to you?
Perfect.
Amazing. So first of all, I have to know, who is your Pookie of the week this week?
Okay, so mine's not a baseball player either, but she is legendary in the world of softball, which is what I'm familiar with. She is the highest paid collegiate athlete, probably like top tier right now. Her name's Nyjah Kennedy. I don't know if y'all have heard of her, but she's a queen. She's such a queen. She's changing the world of softball for the better. And I'm just so happy that someone's finally getting some credit in our world.
Absolutely. Yes. That's a great Pookie. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So kind of getting right into the softball of it all. What got you into playing softball? How young did you start playing softball?
So I started T-ball when I was 3. My mom was the pitcher growing up, so she kind of spearheaded that movement for me. I tried other sports as well, but I was the best at softball. And honestly, we could only afford one. So I had to pick, I had to choose. And I think I chose correctly. So
Real. I love that.
Good on 5-year-old Rylen.
Absolutely. So I noticed when I was kind of doing a little dig into your softball career, you played a lot of different positions. So you were kind of like all over the infield. What was your favorite position to play?
I think I liked second base the most, which is a little shocking because it's almost a forgotten position. A lot of people focus on shortstop, pitcher, center field, and I played a lot of the main ones, but second was by far the most difficult for me. You have the most jobs and roles, and you have to back up everybody on the field. But I found it fun. It was just fun. I enjoyed it. I got a lot of balls and I like defense. So yeah, it was my thing. It was good.
I love that. So what was the process like for getting to play for a D1 school like Texas A&M? Because that's a really prestigious school. So can you kind of walk us through like what the process was for actually like getting scouted and, you know, actually getting to play?
Yeah, sure. So I moved to Texas when I was 10, and my first coach told me that by the 8th grade, I would be getting colleges talking to me. And I honestly looked at him and I was like, you're insane, man. And he wasn't wrong. I committed to a different school, UT Arlington, when I was 14 or 13. So I was a freshman in high school. Later ended up decommitting because who in their right mind even offers a child, you know? And then A&M saw me playing. It was a bunch of emails, a bunch of talking back and forth, and just having to grow up really, really fast and at such a young age. But A&M, the coach at the time was Jolene Evans. Bless her heart. She's great. Love her. And she just happened to stumble upon a game that she was watching another one of her commits at, and the rest is history.
That's so cool.
That is cool.
Another thing that I was kind of curious to know. So what did you study in school, and kind of how did you balance that with D1 sports? I feel like that's something that not a lot of people talk about, but I feel like that's really important to be able to balance your studies with it as well. Would you agree?
100%. 100%. And it was the most scared thing I thought about going into college. I initially tried majoring in business, quickly realized that was not for me. Thanks, accounting. I had to drop it immediately after my first exam. But I went into sport management afterwards because I thought I would want a job in the sports world because that's what I knew my whole life. And I think that's still where I want to go in the future. I'm not sure in what aspect. I would love to be able to work in sports in the future. It's what I know. It's my love. I love sports. Everything.
Absolutely. So you said that you had committed to another school and then you decommitted and ended up going to Texas A&M. Were you scouted by any other schools while you were in high school?
Yeah. So UT Arlington was the first school that scouted me. And then once I decommitted, I was scouted by Texas State, Memphis, Lamar, Syracuse, and I believe A&M was the last school that I took a visit to. But yeah, it was honestly pretty daunting at such a young age to be spoken to by such high people in my brain. You know, I was 13 years old speaking to college coaches, and that's what I've wanted my whole life. So it was really scary, but you know, I felt really, really excited about it. You know, as a kid, you don't know what's going to happen. So you're just kind of grateful that you're getting looks at all.
Yeah. Kind of going back to what we were just talking about, what direction do you see your athletic career going? Do you think you would ever like to return to playing? Do you know if professional softball was eventually like, Rylen, we need you right now? Would you go back? Like, what would you think about that?
So I did play a year pro after I graduated for a team called the Coastal Bend in Galveston. And while that was the dream that I had growing up, it was not exactly what I had envisioned for myself. The experience was a little different than I had anticipated. So I think I don't want to continue to play softball, but I will not take anything that has a career in softball off of my book. I love the sport. I'm obsessed with it always. And I feel like I do have a lot of knowledge that I can give others about softball. So I don't know if that includes coaching. I'll have to revisit that. But, you know, I'm an open book and I'm ready for the world to slap me with what they want.
Maybe you can go out there and scout high school girls.
Yeah,
down.
maybe
Yeah,
that might be
college.
super fun.
Close the
Yeah,
circle. I love it.
Mhm.
So also kind of in that same vein, have you considered potentially switching over and playing for the WPBL, or maybe even trying to play banana ball? You could go play banana ball with Derek Klena. Who knows?
So actually, that's never been something that I thought of, but you did just put that thought in my head. So you never know. I'm never going to say no to anything. I've learned, if there's one thing I learned from 2025, it's don't close any doors.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that mindset, and I love that kind of outlook on life. So kind of getting more so into the other half of you. So now you are a fitness and lifestyle influencer. So tell us a little bit about what types of content you really enjoy making, and what do you think has connected the most with people?
I like making content like what workouts help me to do this, or what workouts help me doing XYZ. And I think the reason why I enjoy finding workouts that aren't feeling like such a chore is because in sports, in D1, whatever, in all levels, you are forced to do certain things, and then you just end up like hating doing any physical activity. So when I stopped playing, I had to like flip a switch in my brain that was, you're not forced to do this. You can have fun and do things that you like and not hate the whole situation. So I like giving people the option of like, this helps me do this, and I actually enjoy doing this, or you can do this and not have to hate your life about it afterwards. Or, you know, and I've heard a lot of feedback from people that followed me or that grew up with me and are just, they're very, I don't want to say inspired, because I don't want to say too much like that, but they show their love for the content that I'm making, that it helps them feel more comfortable in their bodies and doing like living real life. You don't have to be so rigid about things. You know, you can do multiple things at once and still be great at all of them. So
yeah, I feel like what we're seeing now is we're seeing this big boost in folks that are revisiting their relationships with food. And I feel like we're also getting that in the fitness space as well. People are reevaluating their relationships with fitness, sort of in the same way where like they have to unlearn this is supposed to hurt and this is supposed to like make me feel bad. So
yeah,
that's
exactly.
really uplifting. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Things are getting a lot really unique now too. I saw something on
Yeah.
Instagram the other day. It was a class where people were learning how to like sword fight.
Really?
It was, yes. It was somebody posted it in relation to the ACOTAR series, the A Court of Thorn and Roses series. And they were like, oh, look, they're training to be, warriors. And they were like doing all these movements. And I was like, that's unique and not something I would have ever thought of. But everything.
I kind of want to try it.
Yes. It was just really different. Strange. It was, very unique. I was like, oh, it's just crazy how like people are taking these certain things now, how fitness has evolved over time, and people keep finding new different ways to make fitness fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Any way you move your body is going to benefit you in the future. So as long as you enjoy it, do it.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. You're going to have to go take that sword fighting class and then report back.
I know. We should take one
now
together.
I gotta find it. I'm gonna have to find it on Instagram again.
That would be so fun. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So take us through a typical day in the life of Rylen. Now, I kind of know what it's like to sort of put together our content, but obviously I don't do a lot of the video recording like you do. So take us through a lot of like what you do in a day.
Okay. So normally I wake up around like 4:45 because I do work a 9 to 5, unfortunately. But that's just the life that we live at the moment. So I wake up like 4:45 so I can go to the gym before work, because I am one of those who, if you wait till the end of the day, I'm going to go to bed. I love my bed. That's where I want to be. So I force myself up in the morning, and then I'll film a workout or I'll film certain moves, or, TikTok's huge right now. So I love a TikTok here and there. And then I go to work, and honestly, it's really hard to find time to edit all the content that I make. I end up trying to edit during my lunch break, or I'm an insurance agent, so I'll edit in the middle of a quote and just hope that I can get it done quickly. But once it's edited, I try to post as many videos as possible, because you never know if something's going to flop or if it's going to go off. You never know. I've had some crazy videos go off, and then the ones that I spend hours on flop. So it's kind of just the luck of the draw. But, you know, after I post my content, I continue my work. I go home at like 3:30. I'll try to film more content. Sometimes I do, you know, day in the lives or certain meals. I just posted this dinner that I made the other day that I had every day in the summer, and it's so good. But, you know, a lot of people like that kind of stuff. So I just try to post what my followers like to see. And yeah, hopefully I can keep doing it for a while. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. So a couple things kind of going back to the softball of it all, if you will. One thing for us, obviously we're big baseball fans, and we did an entire episode about walk-up songs. So I'm dying to know, what was your walk-up song? What went into choosing it?
Yeah.
Would you still choose it today?
Okay, I'm going to tell you my professional walk-up song because I had about 100,000 in college. It was the Natasha Bedingfield, The Sunshines.
Yeah.
Y'all know that song?
Fine.
Yeah. And yes, I would choose it again because everybody in the stadium and the girls on the field, the defense who I was playing against, would sing it when I was walking up. And it just made me feel great.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a typical walk-up song, but my whole team, we kind of just made funny walk-up songs. And
Yeah.
because who cares? Like, it was so fun. And yeah.
It makes me think of Easy A when she's got the birthday card.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Sunshine.
Iconic. So good. It's just so good.
Good. Oh my gosh. So looking back, is there anything that you wish that someone had told you about being a college athlete and what that experience in total was going to look like?
That it won't last forever and there's real life afterwards. They don't really teach you what to do after college. So that's a little difficult to try to manage as a 22-year-old who's done this her whole life. But, you know, we get it done. But just to all the college athletes out there, learn life and picture it after the sport, please, because you are going to hurt yourself if you don't.
That's great advice. So if you could say anything to your younger self, anything at all, what would it be?
Keep going, little girl. You're going to make it, and you're going to be more proud of yourself than you think. So don't doubt it. Don't doubt yourself, because I used to doubt myself when I was little, but I don't anymore.
Period. Obviously, I mentioned we're big baseball fans. Do you have a favorite baseball team, like a Major League Baseball team?
So I've inherited this. I apologize for any people who might not enjoy this, but my dad is from Brooklyn, so he likes not the Mets, he likes the Yankees.
It's okay.
I knew it as soon as you said it that way. I was like, oh, she's a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
All good. All good. So on the subject, do you have any blind predictions for the World Series for this year?
So I only have two. I'm really hoping the Yankees go. And because I live in Dallas and my entire house of roommates were Rangers fans, I have to go with the Rangers also. I'm going to have to put the Dodgers in there too, because my best friend loves the Dodgers and I know they're good.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
The Lovelies are going to come for us.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
One
The
of the games
Dodgers are
very
going for their three-peat this year.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't let that happen. Sorry.
Yeah,
No.
Sorry.
No.
All right. Well, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, Rylen. So next we're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions so that the Lovelies can get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay. All right. Take it away, Hallie.
What is your favorite sport?
Softball.
And who is your favorite sports team?
Texas A&M.
Nice. Do you have a current favorite active athlete?
It's Nyjah. She's collegiate, but I love her.
And do you have a favorite athlete of all time?
Michael Jordan. I have his number tattooed on me.
Oh, great choice.
Love it.
How do you take your coffee?
With almond milk and any unsweet sweetener.
Very nice. Do you have a favorite movie?
Yeah, McFarland or Love and Basketball.
Very good. Oh, I love Love and
All
Basketball.
right.
Do you have a hidden talent?
I can do a backflip. Not right now, but I can.
Banana ball.
Like, not right now.
Banana ball is calling.
Yellow touch
That's a good
Jessie,
word
take
for me.
note. What is your favorite comfort meal or snack or food item?
Anything that comes from the continent of Asia, quite literally.
Do you have a favorite sports arena snack?
A corn dog with a little mustard. good.
And a favorite sports memory.
One of my last games that I ever played at A&M was we played Those Who Shall Not Be Named, but I have to, the University of Texas Longhorns, and we were ranked 16th. They were ranked number 1. There was so much talk going on online, talking down on us, and we beat them. We ended up losing the series, but that was like the proudest I've ever been of a softball team that I've ever played for. So we killed it.
That's excellent.
Good.
I love when the underdog wins, even if it
Me
is.
Especially.
Oh my gosh.
Especially when it's a hardcore college rivalry like that, too.
Mhm.
Oh, it was unreal. I wish you guys could have seen it. It was so good.
All right, moving on, Lovelies. We are going to dive right into our top 5 of the week. And this week's top 5, we are going to do our top 5 must-haves for Sporty Girls. So Rylen is actually going to tell us what she thinks about our lists. So, Melissa, would you like to start with your number 5?
Okay, so I am not the sportiest of sporty girls. I did 1 season of softball in 2nd grade, and I was the kid who was out there drawing in the dirt instead of paying attention to the ball. I did, however, I was like, I used to dance. So I'm going to use my dance perspective. Some of mine are going to be physical, and I'm going to be abstract for some of mine. Okay, number 5 for me. Because I am blessed up top, I definitely need a really, really good sports bra. That's a must-have for me. That's going to suck everything in. So that's my number 5.
I support it.
Listen, I'm not big up top, but a good bra changes lives. Okay.
It does.
Yeah, I've been to class and forgot to change my bra, and it was not a good class at all.
All right, Hallie, what's your number 5?
A pair of comfy shoes.
Oh, okay.
My dad one time said to me, it's not the mountain in front of you, it's the pebble in your shoe. So we can take that literally here. A small inconvenience is going to be what's, I think, in your way 99% of the time, at least for me. Comfy shoes or cute shoes, that's the battle in half for me. I don't know.
Period.
Agreed.
I love it. My number 5 is going to be a killer playlist and pregame routine to help get you in the right mood. I feel like this is essential to just kind of like resetting. I know when I go to the gym, I cannot go to the gym without my headphones and without my workout playlist. I can't do it. If I am going to the gym and I don't have my headphones, I will stay there for 5 minutes. I will sip my water and I will turn around and go home.
100%. 100%.
So really quickly, I want to know, what's everyone's favorite workout song?
I float between, I listen to all of Chromatica by Lady Gaga or Brat by Charlie XCX and just like play it through. And that's, and once it ends, so does my workout.
I mean, it depends on my mood, right? I got a lot of 90s hip hop on my list, like a lot.
This is going to surprise you. I don't have a lot of Taylor Swift on my workout playlist. I don't know.
I think she's fun to dance to, but like
I
she
do
doesn't
have a lot
pump
of
me up
Megan Thee
like-
Stallion on my workout playlist.
Well, yes, of course.
But yeah, very little Taylor Swift. Melissa, what's your number 4?
My baseball hat, whether I'm watching sports or when I'm dancing. And I am like the only one in my dance class that will wear my baseball hat. My teacher actually had to tell me, no, you cannot wear it in recital. But I like it because honestly, it covers I'm not one of those people who's good at making facial expressions when I dance. So I feel like when the hat's covering my face, I don't have to worry about it and I can just focus on my movement and not my expression in the mirror. So my
Fair.
baseball hat.
Love it. Allie, what about you?
Sunscreen. Sunscreen is, I think, an essential part of anyone's routine, but especially if you're a sporty girl. All of my favorite sports are outside except for figure skating. And even that, you can do it outside if it's cold enough. And the sun still will cook you in the winter.
Very true. Sun protection is also my number 4. Sunscreen, hats, sleeves, arm covers. Making sure your skin is protected is essential. And Hallie and I used to work together in PhotoPass at Disney World, and that the sun is literally no joke. And the sun will cook you in the winter. And that's what people don't realize.
The UV never leaves.
Exactly. Exactly. So sun protection, SPF 1000%. I love it. Give it to me. Put it on my face.
Same. At least
on
once a
my
day.
arms.
At least.
Yes.
Okay, Melissa, what's your number 3?
Mine is the playlist, the really good motivational playlist. And it's funny, when I was just looking, and you know what else I do have in mine? I have a little bit of like the 90s ladies music, like Paula Abdul. I got some Madonna on there. Little Janet.
Okay.
Those are good songs, right?
I like that.
Hallie, what's your number 3?
Extra hair ties.
Oh, yeah.
Whether for you, for a friend, for someone on the other team, I think it's important that we look out for each other. An extra hair tie to support somebody or yourself goes a long way. Having your hair wrong will ruin your day.
Yeah.
It'll ruin your game.
100%. A bad hair day is the worst day ever.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly. If I have a bad hair day, I sometimes don't leave the house.
I have been saved quite a few times by a friend with a hair tie, and I have also saved a friend with a hair tie quite a few times. My number 3 was also a little bit abstract. My number 3 was a good support system, whether that means family, chosen or biological, friends, fans, your team. Having a good support system, it keeps you uplifted when you're down, especially when you play on a team or if you dance with people, the same people every week. They get to know you and they get to know like when something's not right, and they can sort of read you even if you're not saying anything. So they are great at keeping you uplifted, but they're also really good at keeping you grounded as well. And I feel like your friends and your family will be the first ones to let you know if your head's getting a little big. So they can be like, okay, chill. So yeah, good support system is my number 3. Melissa,
Solid.
what is your number 2?
My number 2 is a sense of humor. And I say that because it's important to be able to laugh at your mistakes so that you can move on quickly. And I think that also helps boost your own confidence as well. So, what I would also put as number 2 is being able to be confident in yourself. So those are my number 2, sense of humor and confidence.
Love that.
Boom.
Hallie, what's your number 2?
Honestly, it's a good bag to put everything in. When I played high school tennis, if I didn't have my bag with my sneakers and my racket and my extra sock, three or 4 opened deodorants that are like 2 swipes used already, I would not have been able to do anything. So I guess it's actually be prepared for all occasions.
Yeah. Preparedness.
That's great advice.
I like that.
Yeah, kind of in that same vein. My number 2 is the right clothes and the right tools to seamlessly support you and making sure you're able to do your job comfortably. So the right shoes, the right bra, the right underwear. I can't tell you the number of times that I have been in a situation and I know that I have just been wearing the wrong underwear for whatever I'm doing. I just like the wrong underwear will ruin your day.
The amount of times that I've played poorly because I didn't feel comfortable in the uniform we were wearing is insane. Truthfully, coaches should not pick uniforms. It should be the athlete's choice.
Oh my gosh, no, and very that.
Look good, feel good, play good. Like, come on.
Period. That's what I'm saying. All right, we are down to our number 1 picks. Melissa, what's it going to be? What's your number 1?
It is a sense of joy and happiness in the sport that you are playing. Because if you're not having fun, it feels like work. And if it feels like work, you'll probably do well, but you are not going to do your best. And I will say that too. Like, I lost some of my joy with dance this year and I took a hiatus. I decided I was going to take this year off, and it's kind of a bummer and I miss it, but I was not enjoying myself this year. So I decided I was going to take the year off. So.
Hallie, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is a best friend to do all of your activity with. It's so much more fun to have your best friend do your sport with you. It's so much more fun to have a best friend on the team. It's so much more fun to go to the gym and not be completely alone.
That's true.
A partner makes everything better.
Exactly.
Yep. Word. My number 1 is kind of like wrapped into my number 3, but it's a sense of self and confidence. Knowing who you are, staying authentic and true to yourself is key, especially, you know, for a lot of the female athletes. Now that women's sports is getting some more of the recognition that it deserves, I've noticed that a lot of the female athletes that are in the public eye with younger fans are, I feel like, a little bit more well-rounded and a little bit more personable than some of the male athletes that we've seen over the years. And I feel like that's just because they're staying authentic and true to themselves and they don't feel the need to be something that they're not. So I have a lot of respect for all the female athletes out there, especially the ones who tackle some of the harder subjects, like when Simone Biles pulled out of the Olympics, and she really kind of kickstarted that conversation about athletes' mental health And I feel like a lot of female athletes are the ones to bring attention to those types of issues, which I feel like is incredibly important. And I also feel like that's something that felt authentic and true to who Simone was. So that is a big reason why I will continue to support her for literally all time. I'm a big Simone Biles stan over here, in case you couldn't tell.
Can I add on to that a little bit?
Please.
I think I agree 100%. And I think that her opening up about that and speaking up allowed, because she's like one of the biggest athletes in the world. I think that allowed for a lot of male athletes even who struggle with that kind of thing to speak out on it, because a lot of men do deal with that and they don't often feel like they are able to speak out about it because it's not manly to deal with problems like that. So I think her being such a huge athlete and her husband being an NFL supporting her, it helped a lot of more people than just the women.
Yeah.
And thankful for it.
Definitely. I think that it always just kind of takes that one person to just kind of like spark the conversation and then
right person.
And it just keeps going. Definitely.
100%.
I feel that all around. All right, Lovelies, what did you think of our picks for our top 5? What is your must-have if you're a sporty girl? Let us know in the comments. All right, Lovelies, before we wrap things up, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by our very own No Regrets reader. Take it away, Melissa.
All right. So this week we are going to talk about the 2016 rom-com She's the Man, starring Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum. So when Viola's high school girls soccer program is cut, she and her teammates approach the boys coach to see if they can try out for the guys team. And when they're given the girls aren't as good as boys speech, Viola makes it her mission to continue playing soccer while proving she's as good as the boys. When her twin brother Sebastian decides to dip out of starting his fancy new boarding school, Viola decides to attend in his place and try out for the boys soccer team. However, attending boarding school, sharing a room with another guy, trying to fit in as a normal hunky dude, it's harder than she thought it would be. I watched it again yesterday. I was like, oh my God, some of the one-liners in this movie are the best. They're just so funny. Anyways, she also finds out that even though she's a great soccer player, she still has a way to go before she can compete with the guys. When she realizes her roommate Duke, who's Channing Tatum, is amazing at soccer, but awkward as hell talking to girls, she strikes a deal with him. She'll help him score a date with his crush if he'll help her improve on the soccer pitch. However, things get complicated the longer Viola has to pretend to be Sebastian, especially when she finds herself crushing on Duke. This is a hilarious movie. It was made at the height of Amanda Bynes' career and also at a time when teen rom-coms, they were just something magnificent. They just don't make them like that anymore. And just to go over some of my favorite one-liners, Courtney, help me out. I know you know.
Oh my God. Does he have your
Does
number?
he have your number?
1-800
biatch.
My personal favorite was when she's talking to the boys soccer coach and her boyfriend is on the boys team and they're like, no. And she's like, hello, could you please say something? And he's like, no. End of discussion. And she goes, fine.
Like,
end of relationship.
End of relationship.
And that's how you clear a boy. That's how you clear a boy.
Period. Oh,
It was the best breakup ever.
also, of course, the classic, when I close my eyes, I see you for what you truly are, which is ugly.
And then I also love Monique's line of, girls with asses like mine do not talk to boys with faces like yours.
Monique was horrible, but that I will say was...
She had a good line.
Yeah, she had a good line.
And the soundtrack, All American Rejects, OAR, Rylen Wiggins. I mean, come on. There's some good music in this movie too. So
It's a good time capsule of like the early 2000s.
it really is.
Peak
It's
Y2K. Peak
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
But anyways, humor aside, this movie is about girls breaking the glass ceiling, being able to compete with guys in sports, and persevering even when they are told they are not good enough to play with the boys. And I would say from the opposite perspective, it's also about girls realizing it's not as easy to be a guy as you think it is. So I think it's really about how both sexes are more equal than we think on and off the field. It's a great movie. I think our listeners should watch it if they have not. Good rom-com. Go get on it. So funny.
Absolutely. 1000%. All right. Well, thank you, Melissa. And lovelies, I would love to take a moment to shout out the amazing Rylen Wiggins for joining us today. Rylen, you are officially a Glovely. Congrats.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. So Rylen, where can our listeners find you if they want to follow more of your content?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok. My fitness page is at RBW Fit, and my TikTok is at RyWigs. So just plays on my name.
Perfect. Amazing. All right, Glovelies. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, I would love to thank the amazing Rylen Wiggins for joining us, and thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, ladies, what are we looking forward to the most this week? Who do you hope has fun? Melissa?
I'm going to take it down a notch. I hope that Josh Lowe and Nathaniel Lowe are having a good week. This episode is going to post a couple of weeks after the announcement that they made, but just the other day they announced that their mother passed away. So I am sending their whole family prayers for healing and comfort during their time of loss.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rylen, how about you? Who do you hope has fun this week?
Well, it's my Aggies' first week of SEC play this weekend, so I hope they whoop whoever they're playing. I don't even know because the other team's not important.
Love it.
That's
I
right.
love it. Allie, who do you hope has fun this week?
Well,
Same
I
girl.
hope all of the Major League Baseball mascots have fun because they are the backbone of sports entertainment. And special shout out to my top favorite mascots, Ray and TC Bear, who have been making delightful content in the training season together.
It's true.
Yeah.
And shout out Mrs. Met because she's the first Major League Baseball mascot that has followed the podcast. So
Yes.
Yeah, we love
Oriole Bird, if you would like to hop on it, get on it, Oriole Bird.
So this week, I hope Heston Kerstad is having a good week and has a great week for the rest of this week. Heston did amazing during spring training, and I was so happy to see him. I got to meet him, and I got to give him a friendship bracelet.
That's
So
right.
Wow.
yeah, that was really, really cool. And I was just excited to be able to see him and see him back and see that he's doing well again. And that he's kind of like, he's kind of turned a corner from where he was last year. Last year was really not a good year for him. So love you, Heston. They will never make me hate you, baby.
Yes, I second that. Have a good season, Heston.
For sure.
Love
For
you.
sure. All right. Well, this has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
I'm Rylen.
And I'm Melissa.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay lovely.